Welcome to this week's episode of Social Media Help Desk. As you can tell by my incredibly elegant entrance, we are down a videographer today, but I'm here, I'm Rick Ormsby here in Atlanta with Princess Ruff and Meredith Ashburn. Thank you so much for joining us again today. This week we're going to be talking about some new changes to Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as some video tips for the holidays and how sharing a Facebook event can help your business. So first off, we want to look at Twitter. They've been testing this in Japan, and there's been some limited testing in the US, but they finally decided to launch the hide reply feature. This is going to be a global launch, and this is going to allow users to manage their conversations a little bit more. This is the sort of thing we've been seeing across the social media platforms a lot in the last year and a half. There's a strong push for better safety, for more customization, personalization, and giving users the chance to control their own voice, their own message, and also some of the feedback they're getting from other people. So there's been a lot of changes, and it's almost like there's a race between the social media platforms to see who can provide the best user experience. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the users themselves are the ones that can really benefit from some of these changes. So in this instance, what Twitter's done is when a user hides a reply, everyone can still see the hidden reply by clicking and reading the full conversation. But when you're hiding the reply, you can be asked if you'd like to block the user you're replying to. And the purpose to this is to prevent any potential retaliation coming from the person that's been hidden. And so basically it sounds like it's coming up where you're not going to see that reply immediately. You'd have to click through and scroll through the conversation. In some ways, I see that as a benefit to keep someone from possibly hijacking the reply, or if someone does and you don't want that to be the main focus of what people are seeing, by hiding it, you're having to click on it to get access to the rest of it. Right. Any thoughts about this?
I agree. I think social media platforms right now are really kind of in a rat race to see who can make their platform feel safer. I think overall social media has gotten a very negative rap, especially when it comes to the younger generation. And so I think a lot of the platforms are trying to combat that by making it more safe, making it more friendly, creating more privacy capabilities. And I think features like this make parents feel at ease because they understand that, okay, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or whatever, Snapchat, they're trying to make this platform more welcoming and safe for my teenage child. So I think it's great. I think it's a step in the right direction for sure.
So just to clarify, so this is where you see a negative response, let's say on your thread, because there's a discussion happening. You can select one person's response and hide that. And by hiding it, it means bumping it down further, or?
I believe that it collapses in a way towards hidden. It's still there. Okay. You can still find it. And unlike, because Facebook has some hide reply features where when you click that, it's disappeared. The only person that can see it is you and the person that's left it. The Twitter one looks like it's more of a collapsing it away where if you want to go and find it, you can. But it won't just be there presented on Front Street. In a lot of ways, it sounds a lot like the features that Reddit employs for when someone receives too many downloads. The comment's still there, you can still view it, but you have to click on it to gain access to it.
Gotcha.
The nice thing too about this is that you have the option, unlike Reddit, you can block the person that actually made the initial reply, and that way if they have been hidden, there's not much they can do. They can't follow back up and then spam you with negative comments in retaliation for putting that hide feature on there. So while it doesn't remove the reply, it sounds like it collapses it out of the way.
Oh, okay. I like that.
On Facebook, they've got a new whitelist feature. They've experimented some in the past with options on blocking block lists. This is kind of the opposite direction. What this does is it allows businesses and advertisers to tell Facebook specifically which sites, what videos and apps they want to run their ads on. This is going in the positive direction as opposed to the negative, is a lot less time consuming for the advertiser. If you're trying to put together an ad for Facebook, instead of having to go through and say, okay, I don't want this to go on A, B, C, and D, you can directly tell it, okay, I do want it to go here. And that makes it a little bit friendlier option that people have been asking for on Facebook. It's not quite as tedious as going down a list and checking all the boxes of the do not post. In addition to this feature, they've improved their ad delivery reports. This is a connection with a new brand safety partner called Zephyr, that's Z-E-F-R. This is going to work with some of their existing partners like Double Verify, Open Slate, Integrated Ad Science, which you may have seen if you've been working with Facebook ads in the last year or so. Managing brand safety is absolutely important on Facebook, but in terms of this, with having the option to whitelist, what do y'all think about that addition?
So is this when you're creating the ad and it has like the in article and the marketplace? Okay, so I know with Facebook ad creation, they often recommend to not tamper with that. I know it just depends from marketer to marketer, business to business, but I've always noticed, like I've heard mixed messages on whether you should choose what really fits your brand and your goal and where you want to be seen. And then there's the option for Facebook where it's like recommended all of these. So I don't know. I think it depends business by business what will be best for you. I think it definitely would be less monotonous to go through and uncheck everything. But I think still keeping in mind, what your goal is at the end of the day, where you want to be seen, what's more functional, I guess.
Well, and that's the big key feature here too, is that it's just one more option. You don't have to use it, but you now have the option to. So to make sure that I'd much rather this ad be focused here, to be included with this video, to be included with this app. It allows you to tailor it a bit more towards your target audience, and really the more options you have, the better on Facebook ads.
Very nice.
YouTube has been working on a few different ways to improve their user experience as well, and this one it has to do with just the sheer amount of data that's coming into you and the clarity of it. So the first thing they've done is they've provided a higher quality video thumbnail, and this is to make it easier for people to see what they might be clicking on next. That's nice just across the board. This is a higher quality image, so you can decide if you want to watch that particular video or not. In addition to this, they've also cut down on the number of videos that appear on the homepage from 5 videos per row to 4. This gives you a little bit more space. The audience can see a larger thumbnail. The thumbnails in general are clearer. And that also allows for more space for the video titles, which again too, sometimes when you're trying to title your videos, one of the things you want to be cognizant of how much is the audience actually going to see when it shows up on a side rail or on the homepage. So now, once again, you just have a little bit more freedom at the cost of how many are crammed into one space. And I personally think that's a positive change.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that. Like just yesterday, I noticed that there was something different about YouTube. I couldn't have my finger on it. Like it seemed more clean.
Right.
They normally have this like banner of all these videos on the homepage, and I was like, something seems very refreshing about this homepage. So to hear you say that, it's like, yeah, that's great. I felt a positive reaction from it. So I think for them that was a smart move because it just feels less cramped. It feels less in your face. I think that's great, especially with the titles.
Did it bring you joy?
Yes, a lot of holiday joy.
That's what is her name, Marie Kondo? Yes, that's what I thought of when I heard about this. It's getting rid of the clutter. Yes. You do YouTube, declutter your YouTube homepage.
Especially for such a visual platform.
Right.
I'm glad that they are taking steps to be more organized in their presentation, even on the homepage.
It was very refreshing. I think something
Well, there's a little more to it than that too. There's also the option now where you can instantly click on the 3 dots in the upper right hand corner. If you see on a channel on the homepage and you don't want to see it again, now you can click on those 3 little dots that open up a sub menu, and now you can click on don't recommend the channel. So again, with the decluttering, you can go a step further. You can actively declutter those pages as well.
Very nice.
And that's something that users have been asking for quite some time now. Because sometimes you've been on YouTube and you're like, where are these coming from?
Where do these slime videos come from?
Anytime there's a chance to filter the content that you're receiving, I take them up on that.
I think these are good changes.
The other one is another feature that's been asked for a while, and that's the ability to add multiple videos into your queue from the homepage. So that way, when you get to the end of your video, the next video in your queue is going to play no matter what channel it's from. So your videos now instantly play back to back to back. Again, that's just one more way to give users that freedom, particularly if you're someone that is running YouTube in the background while they're doing something else. You don't want to have to stop and get up and make that change again. It's kind of like the old days when you'd have a record and you'd have to get up every 4 songs and flip it. And then we've gotten better and better now to where now you can do the YouTube equivalent of building it all on a digital playlist.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
So along those lines, let's click over and let's talk about some video marketing tips for the
holidays. So I mean, it's pretty obvious that video plays a huge impact in our lives. I know Rick and I were talking about, you know, how many times you've gone to the movies versus an art museum. It's obvious that we really connect with videos as humans on a more emotional and personal level. And so I'm going to give you a few ways that you can incorporate video marketing tips into your holiday campaigns. One is a digital greeting card. This shocked me because I would think that a personal physical greeting card would mean more, but just so happens that digital greeting cards are a very creative way to connect with your audience, whether through email, through your inline social media content. It just shows your audience that you have a very creative way of saying happy holidays to them in a video form. It's fun. It can be a boomerang or an animated photo clip. So what did you guys think of that? Like, it shocked me to know that that was something that would be a creative way to incorporate into your holiday campaign.
Yeah, I think it's something like easy but also engaging. I think if you're just looking for something to differentiate yourself from, you know, other competitors or people in your industry, make it a video rather than just a still graphic to capture people's attention. So I think that's a really smart, small way to set yourself apart.
And I think it's nice too that a personal handwritten card is fantastic, but if you have thousands of people to write to, you're going to get pretty cramped. So you're going to risk going into the format where now you're typing it out and printing it. And I think that personalization is lost when you go from the handwriting to the typed word. But one thing that video gives you is that personal connection. You can see that person's face, you can hear their voice, and so even if they are making a broader range thank you, just receiving that back on the consumer side, when you can see who's the person that you're doing business with and hear their voice as they wish you good holiday cheer, I think that's really important. I think it's honestly the sort of thing, surprising, that hasn't been pursued more until now.
Exactly. I think that's one reason why I was so surprised, because I haven't seen it very much. So I was shocked to know how much of an impact it can have. So moving from that, another great thing to do is to promote your year-end offer. Obviously, everyone has a special end-of-the-year sale, promo, BOGO, Black Friday. So one great way to do that and promote that is using video in some way, shape, or form. It's very easy to just do a static, hey, we have a sale, 30% off, whatever. But I think companies that go the extra mile to do even shoppable videos, which are videos that allow you to click and interact with the video and go straight to the website or the landing page where that product is, I think are very high impact methods to really get your audience, one, involved with your brand, attracted to your brand, and really appeal to them, but also even get yourself closer to a purchase. So I think that is really, really creative. Have you guys ever heard of shoppable video?
I have not, but I would love that.
Yes!
Any chance to interact directly and, you know, have something tailored to me, that's really fun. So. Exactly.
I think that's why polls do so well. Interactive things on social media always really attract the audience really well.
And exactly, because we've seen in the past so many times where those interactive elements do become popular. If you can get on that bandwagon early and you have the potential to kind of lead the game in that sense before everyone starts doing the same thing. So this year, with that being more popular than it's been in the past, really opening some new features, now's the time to get in on trying those video-based marketing options for interactive promotions.
Yeah, I say why not? Try shoppable video. Have fun with it. And then lastly, of course, for the holidays, the Heartwarming social campaign. So I think a great way, and we kind of touched on this last week, to really connect with your audience is to appeal to their emotions. Tell a story of a unique client or, you know, a unique product and help them visualize themselves using that product, but make it special, make it authentic, make it genuine, and not so salesy and cheesy, and really create a picture for them throughout, you know, your blogs, your ads, your regular social media content. Just constantly telling that story throughout the holidays, I think will really make an impact on overall brand attraction, awareness, and just that relationship even after the holidays have passed. I think customers really remember that.
Yeah. I think that's the key, is like, this is just an easy time to reach people, because people are looking for like the holiday feel-good videos, you know, any sort of sentimental anything. And so, but that doesn't mean just because you're doing it during the holidays that it stops after the holidays. Like, they can still remember everything that you're doing now later on after the holidays are over.
Absolutely.
When it's a time to make that connection, and if you can, and people are very nostalgic at this time of year, it's also a time of year for giving and volunteer spirit. There's so many different ways that through a video campaign you can connect with the audience and show what you're either doing for your customer base or what you're doing for your community. And you can establish yourself by telling your story in such a way that the audience is going to want to come back to you because they've connected with you on that emotional level. So whether it's promoting a specific item or service, or telling the story of a way that maybe it was a small act of kindness or a small act of service that you provided, went above and beyond in terms of customer service that a customer needed at the holiday season. People will see that, and you have a real good chance to build goodwill by telling your own story at the holidays.
That is very true. There are a couple brands just based off of their promotions and video campaigns that I look forward to their campaigns next year and throughout the next holiday. So that's very much true. But that's all I have for video marketing for the holidays. And so we're going to move over to Meredith for Facebook events in case your business has an event for the holidays.
So I personally am a huge fan of Facebook events, mostly for the organizational aspect of, being able to include all of your information in one place. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for everything you need to know about your event. And so just kind of talking about different ways to use Facebook events, I found that there are people using Facebook events that you can RSVP for like releasing podcasts or like a scheduled discount, like we're gonna release this product on this day, and they do that to see who's engaging ahead of time. So have you guys seen that? Because I was unfamiliar with that.
I have seen that. It's a good testing your audience tool before you actually release.
Right.
I think that's really, really, really smart. And I've never thought to use it that way, but I have seen business owners and brands who do take advantage of that.
Right. So we're expanding event beyond the mindset of this is something that's happening only at a physical location.
Right.
So if you have the release of a podcast, if you have the release of a song or something like that, that's an event, it's still happening, but it's happening digitally and everyone can access from every location. And again, that option to show interest and then also connect with other users that might be interested, it's a really fantastic way to build promotions. And particularly this holiday season, there's a lot of businesses, no matter what your industry, there's a good chance there's some sort of event you're involved in.
Right. Yep. So one of the first benefits of making a Facebook event, I think it's just so much better for you can include driving directions, location, the description of your event, just all of those things that you can't just keep putting in organic or posts. There's so much information and so much that goes into creating an actual event, whether it's even a discount or just a location, something you're actually going to go and visit. So it's just so much better than having, your character count is going to be filled and your caption is going to be way too long if you try to include that in all of your posts. So
I think that's a great benefit because, like you said, that type of copy isn't everyday content friendly.
No.
And so that's something that you can stick on your page, and people can go there when they need it, like a little in Facebook house landing page. In
right.
A way. And so I definitely agree. I think it has that benefit because you can put all of that not so fun copy there, and it doesn't have to interfere with your beautiful feed.
It's not newsfeed friendly.
Yeah.
And it's the sort of thing that the Facebook events have been around long enough now that the audience knows what it is. They know how to interact with it, to use it initially as a promotion, as a, am I going, am I not?
Right.
Which actually, that's really important too, because it gives you a little bit of a head count beforehand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Think about that, having that integrated feature of, I'm interested, I might go, I'm definitely going, I can't go. Now you, from the host side, you get a little bit more information about what to prepare for, what to plan for. And then from the audience's side, again, as you said, you brought up a great point. You don't have to, there's only so much real estate space you have on your Facebook posts.
Yeah.
And if you're filling all of that with the necessary event details, while they need to be out there, you're taking away from a place where you could be engaging the audience, getting them excited about what's going on, putting in calls to action to what needs to happen next. And by using a Facebook event, you're building it in a structure where the audience knows where to go to look for, how do I get there?
Yeah.
What do I need to bring? Who do I need to contact?
Absolutely.
And have that.
Yeah.
I'm going, not going, maybe.
Maybe interested, the start of interested, And I love how you can see your friends that are going, Facebook actually notifies you when it says so-and-so is interested in going or is going to this event, so you can reach out to people that you know, just in case you either weren't familiar that the event was taking place in the first place, or you knew but you were unsure, you didn't want to go by yourself. So I love that it has been notifying me.
Well, and from the host perspective as well, now you've got somewhat of an organic promotion campaign. You're going to have the audience helping expand the reach for you. Well, you can boost these events just by having people be engaged with them and say they're going, they're now expanding that out to their friends list as well.
Yeah, doing the work for you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so actually you mentioned boosting, so that was another benefit of the Facebook event, is being able to boost and continue to promote. So you and I were talking a bit about how companies can do this to send that event, to notify people of that event as an ad, and you can target these demographics based on age, location, interest, so that'll help your chances of boosting things, especially if your ad has something like ticket sales to an event that's nearby. Location is huge because you don't just want to send that out to anybody. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, boost away.
You really get all those the benefits. You can set up an event very much like you can an ad.
Yeah.
So you can target that in being able to go to a specific geographic area, make sure that those tickets get out there, and they're going to the right people.
Right.
It's so much. It's a nice option as opposed to only making the event. Well, you'll have people seeing it. Now you can narrow that scope.
Right.
So we really recommend, if it is an event where you're trying to promote to a specific demographic where you think will be more successful, it's worth that extra effort to boost that event.
Yeah.
And then put in the effort to research your target audience and then target appropriately so that when it's out in Facebook, it's really getting to the people that would benefit the most from that event.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's safe to say we recommend Facebook events.
Absolutely. Are there any events this holiday season that you've seen on Facebook that you're thinking about attending?
No. I don't really go on Facebook, to be honest with you. And I go home with like no Facebook. I spend more time on Twitter because Twitter is very entertaining. So for me, it's like a brain relaxation thing. But I don't really I'm not really on Facebook very often.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I don't really see it.
I've seen like little parades and like different like fall festivals and things, and so I have family who is all about like the festivals, like the more the merrier, and so I will get little notifications, and most of them haven't been in my area, so I'm not really considering going, but I'm like, oh, that's sweet that they're going. Like,
well, it's funny you mentioned the parades. That's something that my son absolutely loves.
Oh, yeah.
We know this holiday season, it feels like there's a parade every other week.
Right.
Between, it's not just the big Macy's ones. You've got them in townships, local cities, communities, parks. There's one that he really likes too that I had actually forgotten about until I saw a Facebook event.
Oh, there we go.
And then so that saved me a lot of heartache with missing something with taking my son to something he was excited to, because the promoter had thought ahead to make that Facebook event. It really does work.
Another thing we didn't even think about or talk about was how you can invite people. Like you can send people the event directly on Facebook and ask them if they're going. So you don't have to be like calling them up, hey, have you heard of so and so? You can send them everything they need to know. So
that's a great one too.
Yeah.
Especially if you have like 2,000 friends, you can just select all and send. It's very, very useful.
Oh yeah.
That's true. That's true. Well, with that, these are all things that we are happy to give you more information about. If you have any questions at all about how to set up a Facebook event, by all means, please look at our blogs and please reach out to us. Go to KWSMdigital.com. Keep an eye out throughout the year as we have Facebook boot camps that will give you more information about how to use some of these services and tools to your advantage. But please come on by if you need any help creating a marketing campaign, more information about how to build out your website. Telling your story is our business. So come by KWSMdigital.com, take a look, let us know if we can help you. We're happy to help.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us for yet another week of Social Media Help Desk, and we hope to see you again soon. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.